Hello everyone. This is a representation of data which we got from a survey which we sent out related to dogs on campus, and this is a representation of that which we did as a project for our science communication course. So each of these LEDs represents a person who filled that survey, and so as you can see here, this is a cone. Cone has a variable radius greater as we go down. So we selected three radii. The radii represent the feeding of that person. So greater the radii, the more they feed to dogs on campus. So this is correlated to the one radius. A bigger radius is like a bigger roti. So each of these LEDs, as I said, represents an individual. So those on this circle represent those who feed dogs more regularly. Let us say twice a week. These people uh, feed once a week, and these people feed like less than once a week, or like once in 2 weeks or something like that, or not at all. Also, as you can see, there are different colors of the LEDs. Red represents the most love. So there was a question which asked how much do you love dogs, right? So those people who filled 5 or the most in the 0 to 5 scale are assigned red. So red are the people which love the dogs the most. Pink is the next color, and yellow is the next color. After that, either green or blue. So these are the two parameters. One more parameter, as you can see, is the flickering of these lights. So we asked one more question, whether you like petting dogs on campus. So the more they flicker, for example, as I can show you, this light is flickering a lot. This is flickering a lot. So those individuals which like to pet dogs more are represented by a higher frequency of the flickering, because when you pet dogs, they get excited, right? So now we took the data set and we represented it using these parameters, the three parameters which I said. So as you can see here, the most of the people feed the dogs at a very low frequency, so they feed them very less. And as you can see from the colors, those who feed them less, you can say that more often than not they do not love the dog that much, because they are not red or pink in that frequency. It is usually green or blue or white or yellow, which is like considerably less love compared to red or pink, right? Even though there are people who love them, for example this red and pink, but they feed them less. And again, as you can see here, the frequency is high, which means they love the dogs, they pet the dog, but they don't feed the dog, right? So now let's move on to the next level. This is intermediate feeding level, once a week. So as you can see here, a very stark change has happened from this to this. There are lots of reds here, right? There are lots of reds, a couple of yellows. So you can see that as they feed more, it is possible that those who love more feed them more, right? You can see that correlation here. And you can see the frequency of the lights is also increased in some cases. So they pet them more as well. But in other cases, the frequency is not so much increased, which means that they don't like to pet them, but they do love them and they do feed them. So let's move on to the last level. These people feed them the most, more than twice a week or twice a week. So as you can see again, it is red or pink. So only 4 individuals, which means that there are less individuals who feed the dog at a very high frequency. But those who do feed them do love them a lot, as you can see from the colors, and they also like to pet them. Most of them, as you can see with the high flickering of the lights. But for example, this light, which has very low flickering, they don't really pet the dog, but they do love the dogs with the red color, and they do feed them properly. So this is it. Thank you. Vasudev Archak with cameraman Karthikeya.